Rarely does an F1 driver come into the grid as a rookie and immediately capture everyone's attention, becoming a fan favourite. That certainly wasn't the case with Nikita Mazepin or Nicholas Latifi. But Oscar Piastri is a completely different breed, as the young Australian driver showcased not only his talent on the track but his charisma off the track and immediately captured the hearts of many F1 fans around the world. With the new contract he signed at McLaren, it only confirmed that the people responsible in Woking think the same, and Piastri's hard work will bring him to much greater heights. At times, a driver's natural talent and skill can overshadow the effort they put in. They execute manoeuvres with such ease, and in the case of Oscar Piastri, it's as if Formula One was custom made for him. Of course, Piastri has dedicated tremendous effort to reaching this point, but his exceptional proficiency makes it seem almost effortless. The rookie season in Formula One could be the most challenging, especially for a young individual thrown into the intense world of F1 under the scrutinizing gaze of the media and at the pinnacle of motorsports. And Piastri faced more pressure than the typical rookie due to the contract drama with Alpine, which we will get to later on, igniting speculation about potential risks. Yet he's elevated himself into conversations about standout rookie seasons, notching a place alongside exceptional talents like Leclerc. Stepping into Formula One as a rookie and exuding immediate comfort speaks volumes about one's abilities and character, and this trait was evident in drivers like Max Verstappen, indicating the presence of something extraordinary. Australians in global sports often find themselves viewed as underdogs, a sentiment particularly evident in competitions against European or American counterparts, and for a junior racing driver from Australia, the shift to Europe and the responsibilities that come with it at such a young age can be monumental. The sacrifices are substantial, both in terms of time and finances, so it goes without saying that overcoming homesickness and maintaining focus is a commendable feat. Piastri's seamless integration into McLaren, coupled with a remarkably talented teammate, not only benefits his own growth, but also offers a clear benchmark for evaluation, because had he been paired with a less competitive teammate, doubts may have lingered. Yet Piastri has proven himself as a genuine Formula One driver, firmly establishing his name among the most promising talents in global motorsport. And this is a significant moment for Australian representation in the sport. Piastri exudes a level of professionalism and maturity that belies his youth. And as we approach the end of the Formula One season, the anticipation of Piastri's future accomplishments is growing ever more. He's on track to become one of the sport's leading figures, having earned the respect of a growing fan base, and his ability to make extraordinary skills seem like second nature speaks volumes about his character and future potential. But it wasn't always like this, as last year, Piastri, despite not yet participating in an official F1 weekend event, had already garnered a fair share of criticism and animosity from certain fans, primarily coming from concerns about his perceived lack of integrity. The reigning Formula 2 champion's transition to the top tier in 2022 was deferred by Alpine, who instead opted for an extensive testing program. And although they allowed him to test the 2021 car and pledged to secure him a race seat in F1 for the upcoming season, Alpine ultimately decided against fielding him as a rookie in 2023, which led to a loan agreement with Williams. Simultaneously, this maneuver was prompted by Alpine's strong desire to retain Fernando Alonso for another year, alongside Esteban Ocon. However, the two-time world champion surprised the team by opting to move to Aston Martin, after Sebastian Vettel announced his retirement at the conclusion of the 2022 season. Subsequently, Alpine sought to promote Piastri to fill Alonso's spot, but it later came to light that Piastri had already inked a deal with McLaren several weeks prior to Alonso's decision. This unforeseen sequence of events has contributed to the ongoing scrutiny surrounding Piastri's entry into the Formula One arena. Besides, there were rumours that Oscar made his intentions clear to Alpine way before Fernando Alonso's shocking decision to leave the team brought him back to Formula One. This happened because Piastri's manager, the very well-known F1 driver Mark Webber, did not want to see the rising star race in a backmarker team. And all of this connects with the Australian driver publicly rejecting Alpine's announcement that he would be the team's new driver in 2023. Piastri's rookie season has, in my opinion, been unfairly overlooked. Were he and Lando in a more competitive car, Piastri would likely have garnered points and potentially podium finishes in most rounds, earning recognition for his exceptional driving skills. However, due to McLaren's struggles with their race car this year, his results have not accurately reflected his calibre as a driver. In terms of adapting to Pirelli's F1 tyres, which have been known to pose challenges for drivers, the limited testing and McLaren's ongoing difficulties with tyre management have likely presented significant hurdles for Piastri. McLaren CEO Zak Brown has publicly expressed his belief in Piastri's potential as a future world champion, emphasising his focus and minimal errors. And Alan Jones, a former F1 world champion, has also lauded Piastri's extraordinary talent, citing his consistent success across various racing endeavours. Piastri has massive support from team principal Andrea Stella as well. Their decision to hand Piastri a new contract that will run up to the end of the 2026 campaign was communicated ahead of the Suzuka event getting going, but once it had Stella, he was keen to explain exactly why it had locked the rookie into a long-term arrangement. This took place in a specially convened press conference to discuss Piastri's new deal. That contract has similarities to how McLaren, which also announced in Japan that it has signed Le Mans 24 Hours winner Ryo Hirakawa to be one of its 2024 reserve drivers, also handed Lando Norris a series of extensions soon after his F1 arrival. In his comments on Piastri, Stella also compared him to two of F1's famed multi-champions, whom the Italian has previously worked with as a race engineer. I'm sure there were a lot of people who were talented, but it didn't lead anywhere because there was no attitude towards continuous improvement, Stella said. I think we have really good examples now on the grid of drivers that can keep being extremely competitive at ages that we didn't think would be obvious because of an attitude to continuously improve. So in this sense, I think this one is similar to Fernando. The values he brings into the collaboration with the team, in this sense, make me think about Michael Schumacher. While Norris is undoubtedly highly regarded, Piastri possesses a strong belief in his ability to outperform the British driver, and it's a common sentiment among all drivers to believe they can outshine their teammate. Piastri is determined to use his time at McLaren as a platform to demonstrate that he has the potential to secure pole positions, win races, and ultimately become a world champion. Remaining in this environment, particularly with the recent upgrade package revitalising the team's performance and the effective new organisational structure, is a logical decision. And this resurgence has placed McLaren back in contention for points and podium finishes. With both Piastri and Norris in their lineup, McLaren boasts one of the most promising and exciting driver pairings on the grid. Norris has a deep affection for McLaren, viewing the team as an extended family, and while it appears he has no intentions of departing, his stock in the Formula One world continues to rise, earning admiration from various quarters, including reigning champion Red Bull. Securing Piastri's commitment until the end of 2026 provides McLaren with stability and safeguards against the possibility of Norris leaving. Ideally, retaining both drivers as long-term contributors would be their preferred scenario. However, that consideration is reserved for another day. At present, Piastri is locked in, and Norris is contracted until the end of 2025. The turnaround McLaren has delivered this year was a big statement to make, not just to Piastri and Norris, but to itself, and it shows the changes it made were the right ones and indicates it is pointing in the right direction. The future of Oscar is bright in the sport, and with the right car for him to develop his talent in, it will not be a surprise if we see him fight for a title in the future, and why not become a world champion? He has made a clever move in extending the contract, because with McLaren's newfound competitiveness this season, there's every reason to think they'll compete well over the next 2 years with regulations remaining stable. Then, come 2026, when all will be up in the air under regulation changes, he'll be able to assess McLaren's potential in the new era and decide whether or not to stay with the team from 2027 onward. What do you think? Could Piastri win the title with McLaren? Let us know in the comments below, and make sure you click and watch the next video right now.